Coming up on Tacoma Report, Mayor Victoria Woodards joins us in studio to reflect on her time in office and what being mayor of Tacoma has meant for her. The City of Destiny Awards nominations are now open. Parks Tacoma has many events happening to get you outside this winter. Find out how TV Tacoma will help you celebrate this holiday season with a look back on our gift of music specials. Those stories and more right now on Tacoma Report. Welcome to Tacoma Report. I'm Lora Proctor. Nominations are now open for Tacoma's 2026 City of Destiny Awards, honoring outstanding local volunteers since 1987. The city's Events and Recognitions Committee is inviting the community to recognize leaders in categories like adult and youth leadership, lifetime service, environmental sustainability, and disability advocacy. Last year, 12 honorees were celebrated for their lasting impact, including the Inspire Tacoma Award recipient. Nominations are due by January 29, 2026. To submit a nomination and to learn more, visit the Tacoma Venues and Events site. The City of Tacoma's annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration returns Monday, January 19, 2026. This year's theme, Community and Service, A Path to Action, highlights the everyday acts that strengthen and uplift Tacoma. The program begins at 1 p.m. at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center and will include presentations of the Lifetime Service Award to Uncle Boy Chun Fook and the Emerging Leader Award to J.D. Davis, along with performances and storytelling. A community outreach fair opens at 11 a.m., giving local organizations a chance to share resources and connect with attendees. More information and applications are available on the Tacoma Venues and Events site. The City Council has approved a new transportation impact fee program to build safer streets and support long-term growth. Beginning June 1, 2026, new residential, commercial, and industrial development will pay a one-time fee to fund sidewalks, bike lanes, and other vital improvements. The program is expected to generate about $16 million a year, ensuring new growth helps pay for new infrastructure. The plan includes major reductions for affordable housing, child care centers, and transit-oriented development, along with full exemptions for existing homeowners. More details are available on the city's website. Tacoma is taking another step toward its Vision Zero goals of eliminating traffic deaths and serious injuries by 2035. The City Council has approved updates to the automated traffic safety camera program, raising the maximum penalty for camera-issued violations from $124 to $145 starting January 1, 2026. The program also expands where safety cameras can be placed, including park zones, hospital zones, and other high-risk areas identified by crash data. Revenue from new cameras will be reinvested directly into road safety improvements, including street maintenance and pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure. More details and FAQs are available on the city's website. Parks Tacoma Jingle Bell Run returns to its originally scheduled date on Christmas Eve, with two start times to choose from at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. This 5K fun run is the perfect way to introduce any out-of-town guests to Wright Park. Dress in your holiday best and wish for snow. Strollers and dogs on a leash are also welcome. Registration is $40 through December 22nd and includes a souvenir fleece hat. Sign up online at parkstacoma.gov/runs. Northwest Trek Wildlife Park is kicking off winter with its annual Winter Wildland event, December 26th through the 28th. Guests can watch animals explore seasonal enrichment items, enjoy keeper chats, crafts, and take a peaceful tour through the wildlife park's free roaming area. Winter Wildland runs from 9:30 to 3 each day. Details are available at nwtrek.org. Once the wrapping paper is put away, it's time to think about wrapping up 2025 and welcoming the new year. You can sign up now for a slot at Parks Tacoma's Polar Bear Plunge on January 1st. Pick any 30-minute window between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to jump or walk into the refreshingly chilly waters of Commencement Bay at the Point Defiance Marina. Life jackets will be available with lifeguards stationed on the dock and divers in the water for extra safety. In addition to bragging rights, the $10 registration fee comes with free swag, including a collectible commemorative patch. Find more information or sign up for your jump slot on the Parks Tacoma website. Coming up after the break, Mayor Victoria Woodards joins us to reflect upon her years of serving the city of Tacoma. See you then. Welcome back to Tacoma Report. My next guest needs no introduction. Mayor Victoria Woodards' term serving our city is coming to a close, but she's not finished yet. Mayor Woodards, welcome to the show.
Thank
it is
you.
such a pleasure and an honor to have you here.
It is an honor to be here.
Absolutely. So we're going to dive into a few questions.
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
do it. Let's do it. What do you want to know in my final days? What can I tell
Well,
you?
let's start with this.
Okay.
Looking back, which personal leadership strengths evolved the most for you during your time in office?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know, I guess there are several. I wish I could say I just had one. And I think in terms of my style, I think it confirmed some things for me. Okay. But I would say a couple of things. Number one is being authentic.
Yes.
I've always been authentic. And I found that continuing to be authentic as mayor is something that I've carried with me. You know, people say, well, don't say that, don't do that, don't look like that, don't cry, don't. And I've just found that bringing 100% of myself to the job every day makes a difference. I would say that I always had great empathy and compassion, but it is harder to use the empathy and compassion when people are hurling insults at you. And so it's part of the job, but I think my empathy and compassion around those situations changed. I will also say I developed some really thick skin.
All right.
I didn't have very thick skin, I don't think, before, but I've developed some really thick skin because, you know, when people come to us, when people email us or call us, you got to remember what they're feeling in the moment that they respond.
Right.
And sometimes when you're stressed out or when you're in a situation and you're angry or, you know, whatever is going on for you in that moment, you're not always your best self.
Right.
And so you are stuck in that moment. And so I've learned to not take things personally. I mean, I think that's a big trait for anyone in office.
Yes.
Don't take it personally. But sometimes it could get personal when you can't solve every issue.
Right.
So I think of my empathy and compassion, thick skin, and just remember to bring myself to the job every single day.
And that's one of the things that I've always loved about you. You are just genuine, and I appreciate that that shines through everything that you do, every move that you make, and I really appreciate seeing that from you. So thank you.
Well, thank you. You know, as women, we're not normally taught to lead
that
way.
Right.
And so I've shed many a tear on the dais.
Yes.
I've shed many a tear behind the dais, right? I mean, behind the camera, behind the meeting, right?
Absolutely.
So I think you've got to let people know that you're human.
Absolutely.
That you're human, that you have feelings.
That's right.
And I think that we develop a better understanding, but sometimes it's hard to actually go there, right?
100%. Yes, indeed. So, Mayor Woodards, are there achievements or moments of impact that you feel haven't been highlighted enough, but meant a great deal to you as mayor?
Whew. What's so funny is that when I think about the job of mayor and the job of us as a city, it's really easy when everything seems to be going okay in your life. It's really easy to drive through the stop sign or drive through the traffic light or drive down the road or turn on the water or flip on the light, right? Yes. It's really easy to do that and forget that behind every one of those actions is a body of people who are making sure that that is working. Now, when there are issues, then obviously you call and you know that once it gets fixed that somebody did it. But I think one of the things for me that I think that gets missed in some of these conversations, that there are over 3,600 employees at the city of Tacoma. Wow. And you being one of them, right?
Yes.
And so the fact that you all do this work every single day. Yes. And I think it's really easy to take it for granted. So I think for me, one of the things that I think doesn't get highlighted enough, and that's the work of our staff. Thank you. It is the work of the people who show up every day. It's great to be a policymaker. Right. It's great to make policy, but I can make policy all day, but if there's nobody there to implement it, what good is the policy? So I think the staff, the work of the staff is one of those things that I think gets overlooked. And I would also say, as I think about what's happened during my time, so the pandemic, I think the ability for the city to quickly pivot and become a remote operation, but still be able to answer the 911 calls and fill the potholes and make sure traffic lights. I mean, for the work of the city to continue in the middle of a pandemic. And I would say, in a place where government seems to sometimes be not the most flexible organization, the way in which we got through the pandemic as a city, I think was good. Were there missteps? When you're dealing with something you've never dealt with before, everything is not going to be perfect and smooth. But overall, I think our city did an amazing job. And again, it's because of the council members. It's because of, at the time, Elizabeth Pauley, who was our city manager. It's because of the department directors. It's because of those people who are working every day to make sure that we can deliver those services. So I think those are just a couple things, I guess. And I would think of everything. I would think, a lot of people say we haven't tackled homelessness. We haven't. We haven't fixed it. But when I think about the work that we've done over the years to address it, I think some people get to the end, and if it's not fixed, then you haven't done anything. And I think that about a lot of things that have happened in our city. Well, it's not completely gone away. Every pothole's not filled. You're correct. Every person is not housed. You're correct. We don't have enough affordable housing. You're correct. But these are things that we work on every single day. Absolutely. And so I think just remembering that while it's not perfect, that there are people focused and doing this work and are having an impact. It just can't be seen by everyone all the time.
What insights did you gain about strengthening relationships with Tacoma's many communities, especially in moments where trust had to be rebuilt?
Whew. There are lots of places in government, unfortunately, where people have lost faith and trust. At the federal level, at the state level, they say that local government is still the most trusted government in our country. But even that trust has waned, right? And I think it gets back to those very same qualities that I had to perfect, or not even perfect, because nothing is perfect. But that I really had to strengthen. And I think for me, when engaging with community, they want to feel like you really care. People say people will not remember what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Absolutely.
And so I think making people feel like their issue is important, being, again, authentic and being honest. So often as elected officials, or just even people in government, we want to have the answer to every question. We want to know the solution, but the reality is we're human and we don't. And I think it's okay to say, you know what? I'm not sure how to solve that. Do you have some ideas? Or I'm not sure how to solve that, but I'm certainly going to continue to learn and try things until we get them perfected, so that we can continue to address the issues that our community faces. So I think, people want their elected officials to fix the problems. But I think people also know that elected officials don't have all of the answers.
There you go.
I would say my greatest asset never was that I knew everything. My greatest asset is that I know really smart people.
Okay.
3,600 of them work at the city.
Right.
Over 225,000 of them live in the city.
Yes.
So I think it's just so important that we remember that we don't have to be the end all, be all. We just need to listen more.
Yes.
Engage and let people know, yes, I know that. No, I didn't understand that. Please explain that to me.
Right.
And I think that people can respect that. I think people can really respect that. I hope that they've been able to respect it from me over the years. And I hope that the leaders who come behind me will always remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be sometimes.
Right. So, Mayor Woodards, can you share with our viewers a time when input from young people directly shifted the direction of a policy or initiative?
You know, my office will tell you, I would say the council will tell you, people who know me will tell you, when it comes to young people, if I've been asked to go speak to young people or hang out with young people, change my calendar.
All right.
I am so, I get so excited to engage young people and to hear their thoughts. And I think in one of the ways in which I think Tacoma has made real strides and gains, and that really is around sustainability. Okay. When I think about our climate action plan 2030, that was informed by young people in our community.
Wow.
I will never forget being at the office and going downstairs to meet with a group of young people who had marched to City Hall. There were some adults in there, but the people who were leading it and asking us the questions were young people from our community. We then went back and engaged like the Mayor's Youth Commission in the Climate Action Plan and asked them what they saw and what was missing. And so I think, if I offer advice to our community as I go, remember that young people are not our future. And I tell young people this all the time. Young people are not the future.
Okay.
They might be future leaders, but they're not the future. Because when you say you're the future, it feels like you're telling them, go sit down and wait. We'll get to you in the future. People are listening and go, there she goes with that thing again. But I tell young people, don't let people tell you you're the future. Tell people you are the present.
Right on.
And so we have to engage them now. And when we do, the policy that we set is better, because here's the reality. We're building the city for them. And they shouldn't just inherit what we think they should have.
Right.
They should inherit a city that they want. Right. And we don't know what they want if we don't engage them and ask them to tell us.
So for emerging leaders stepping into public service today, what perspective or mindset do you believe will serve them best?
I would say, and I can't remember where I was today. I was in a meeting earlier this morning, and we were laughing and talking about this work of being an elected leader. And they were just talking about the challenges that they've seen. And I said, oh yeah, those are tough. And so I spoke a little bit about the challenges of being a leader, but then I said, you know what? This has been the best job I've ever had in my life, and I would never take back the opportunity. And they said, that's really interesting. Why? Why is it? Because you get to serve the people in your community. And so as you ask me that question, I think about what would I say to somebody who's thinking about running, right? Most people, I think, get into elected office because either they saw a problem, experienced the problem, they want to make some kind of change. Something has happened, and they've looked up and said, you know what? I need this to change, and I'm not solving it right here, so let me step up and take a bigger leadership role, because these are things I want to address.
Right.
And I would say, number one, remember who elected you.
Okay.
Remember who elected you.
Yes.
Be authentic, be 100% yourself. It makes every day easier.
Okay.
Because if you know who you are and you stay who you are,
yes,
you don't ever have to worry about how you're going to show up in a room.
Right.
Just be you. I would also say it's not as easy as it looks, and sometimes it doesn't even look easy. But that again, you can have really good ideas, but you got to vet those ideas to make sure that they meet the law.
Right.
And be flexible.
Okay.
Be flexible.
Yes.
Don't get so rigid that I want it this way. You know, the art of getting something done in this day and age, especially working with others, because one council member, one mayor can't do anything without partners that they're working with on the council. And so I would say never compromise your values. Never compromise your values, but you can compromise your ideas for something bigger and better.
I like that.
And so I would never compromise what I believe in as a human being. But I am willing to say, okay, I really want it to be 100%. You want it to be 50%. Well, if we meet at 75 and we both can support it, that's a pretty good idea, right? So you've got to take in all voices and make the best decision. And then I think finally what I would say is that don't just listen to the loud voices in front of you. There are great people who show up at our council meetings every week. And some of them I've obviously seen for the last 8 years and 7 years before that as mayor. I love seeing those people. But there are lots of people who you won't see at a council meeting that you will run into in the grocery store or at the gas station or at the mall. I mean, you'll run into, and people will share their opinions with you in different places. And I think that is another thing I would say is be sure to hear all of the voices, not just those who are surrounding you. And sometimes step out of like, because we all have our groups that we spend a lot of time with. But sometimes step out of your comfort zone in the group that you're in and go talk to somebody else and see if you hear the same things.
Absolutely.
So I would say those are probably just a few pieces of advice that I would give. But if you are so lucky to be elected either as a mayor or a council member in this city or any city across America, you then have the best job in the world because you get to serve and make a difference in the lives of those people who've chosen to call your city or town home.
That's right. And that is some excellent advice. Excellent advice.
Thank you.
So when people look back on your years of service, what do you hope stands out about the way you led and the impact you made?
It'd be great to be remembered for, the fact that when I was president of the National League of Cities, we got the MOU with the Department of Labor signed quicker than anything anyone had ever seen before because of relationship. It would be great for people to remember that after 8 years, we passed the sub-area plan, right, with all the partners at the table. It'd be great to remember that we passed home in Tacoma or that I created the Mayor's Youth Commission. All the things I got to do, and there's a long list. I hope what people will remember me for is that even when we disagreed, that they felt heard and respected. I hope that people recognize that I didn't use the words collaboration and partnership just because they're buzzwords, that it's how I operated. It is how I made a decision. And again, not just hearing from one group, but hearing from lots of people. But I hope they would look back and go, I didn't always agree with her. I don't always think she made the right decision for me, but I always feel like she at least listened to me.
Yes.
And that she had a good reason for the decision that she made.
Yes.
In a city of over 220,000 people, you will never be able to make everyone happy.
Right.
And that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing that our community doesn't all think the same. How boring would that be, right?
Exactly.
Diversity is not just diversity in the way we look or in age or in who we love or in our ethnicity. That's not what diversity is only about.
Right.
There's diversity in thought.
Yes.
And so, but I hope people at the end of the day will say, you know what? That mayor loved this city and the people in it. And that's what's been most important to me.
Yes.
Is that I care about this place. When people say, what do you want to do next? And I'm like, I don't know what comes next after you've had the greatest job in America.
Right.
Or I would say the greatest job in the world.
Okay.
Because there are mayors everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what you say, but truly has been the honor of my life.
Well, I can tell you that this city genuinely loves you and appreciates all that you've done. We're going to definitely miss you.
I'm going to miss you guys too, but I'm not leaving Tacoma.
Okay.
So I'm not, If y'all think I'm hightailing it somewhere else, I'm staying here. I'm going to be the one who shows up at a council meeting now on the other side of the podium for my 90 seconds so I can say what I need to say.
Well, now, Mayor, I have been eyeing this T-shirt that you're wearing.
Oh, girl.
Grit City Girl. Let's tell our
I
viewers.
am a Grit City. So, Tacoma, we're the city of destiny.
Okay.
But we're also the Grit City.
Yes.
And I used to, when I first got elected, when I first heard the word Grit City, I was like, that doesn't sound like
right.
Do I want to be Grit City? Does that want to like? But as I started to, I think it was the pandemic that totally 100% flipped my mind. But I think it was just leading up to that. Like, grit means that that you can get your hands dirty.
Yes. Yes.
That you can rise from the ashes.
Yes.
That that you can. Everybody can take off their gloves and their boots or whatever, and they can all get in and get their hands in, get dirty to make something work.
Yes.
And as I started to just make it a better definition for myself, I was like, I am a Grit City girl. I'm proud to be a Grit City girl. So I'm grateful for T-Town Apparel.
Okay.
Great local company. In Tacoma, they used to have a shop downtown, and they had one in the Proctor district. Now they're online.
Okay.
So T-Town Apparel. But if you are a Grit City girl, get yourself a Grit City T-shirt.
All right. I hope the viewers heard that. Grit City Girl, get
Grit
yourself
City girl.
a T-shirt.
We are Grit City girls.
Well, Mayor Woodards, it has been, again, an honor, a pleasure. This has made my absolute week, just having you here, being able to sit down and talk with you. And again, we're going to miss you, and we're looking forward to seeing what you have coming up next.
Stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Mine too.
That wraps up another episode of Tacoma Report. As you enjoy the holidays, TV Tacoma has a special treat for you. We will be replaying a series of Gift of Music specials produced during the 1990s, featuring local high school choirs performing holiday music. Tune in to Channel 12 on Christmas Eve and Day to enjoy these magical specials. They'll also be available on the City of Tacoma's website and YouTube channel. I'm Lora Proctor. Stay tuned, stay connected, and have a happy holiday season.
This is the City of Tacoma's 24-hour information channel, TV Tacoma. Watch us, watch Tacoma.